Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Once again, we have the Englewood Enterprise Gallery bringing you the Shy Rise Show here on Can TV. You can call in. This is a live call-in show. You can call us at 312-738-1060. You can also reach the Englewood Enterprise Gallery at our website at englewood-enterprisegallery.com. You can email us at enterprisegallery@gmail.com, or you can also give us a phone call at 773-719-9848. And once again, I want to welcome you back to another season of our call-in show. We got a real explosive and good season for you. Maybe we'll have like some very, very special guests we got lined up this season. Again, I want to welcome you back. We had a great 2 seasons prior to this. I didn't introduce myself. I apologize. I am Eric Bryant. Some of my youth call me Baba Eric. Some of them call me Mr. Eric. But just a little bit about the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. We're located at 7039 South Wentworth, and that's Chicago, Illinois, and that is 60621. You can write us a letter or stop by the gallery sometimes. I would advise just giving us a call before you come through. Make sure that we open, our doors are open. But this is just a show that we produce to kind of like reach out to the community and show some of the things we have going on over there in Englewood. And not only, even though we are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, we don't just operate only in Englewood. We operate nationwide, thanks to the World Wide Web. So, once again, this is just a show produced by the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. It's called the Shy Rise Show. And we use this platform to reach out to the community and all over Chicago and just bring something positive for the youth. We focus on the youth. Even though we have things for the adults, we like to focus on the youth. Some of the things that we have going on over at the gallery. Right now, we've been doing a survival workshop every week. We just had our first workshop last week. Last week's workshop was about water filtration. So if you want to learn about survival or what it takes to survive, you can join us in our workshops we have every Sunday starting at noon. Last week we did, like I mentioned, we did fire starting, and this week coming up, we did water filtration and learning how to filter your water in case of an emergency or a disaster. We just recently had several disasters. I'd like to mention, at least send some prayers out to all those who were affected by the hurricanes, those recent hurricanes of Harvey. I think it was it Ina? It was something, and Maria, I think, were those hurricanes. But I want to send prayers out to all the families that were affected by that. But that kind of like prompted us to want to give these survival workshop classes on how to filter water, so you don't have to depend on the grocery store, or in case water gets polluted in the lake or wherever you're getting your water from now. In case of an emergency, you want to be able to take some regular rainwater or lake water and be able to filter it so your family can survive. And like I mentioned, next week we are going to be doing a workshop this Sunday on fire starting, in case you are camping or another disaster where you're without lights or without a warm place. You know, you want to be able to have electricity, of course, but in case you can't get electricity, you want to at least have the bare minimum, be able to start a fire and have clean water. And so we're doing a weekly workshop, and each week we'll focus on different aspects of survival. Also over there at the gallery, we have, I'm sorry y'all, but also over there at the gallery we're doing, we have like in the back, we have a peace garden that we work with. We call it the peace garden because we growing small things, not enough to feed Chicago, but we want to be able to teach people how to garden, how to and like I mentioned, filter water and start fires and all that. We're not survivalists per se. I mean, we are, but that isn't just everything that we do. But like I mentioned, we are doing a lot of things over at the gallery. We're also we got a project we're working on with these book boxes where we want to put boxes. It's kind of like, if you ever seen those old newspaper stands, we've kind of like revamped those, and we're turning them into book boxes, and we want to put them in different neighborhoods. We have them in a few neighborhoods now, but we want to be able to put them at neighborhoods and schools, so you can go up to there and pick out a free book. I mean, the key to it is when you get a book and you put back a book. So it's just a way for people to share knowledge. For you might not have any books at home and you want to teach your children how to read, or you want to learn how to read, and you see one of our book boxes at a school or in the neighborhood. It's just real simple. It's free. You just walk up to it, you get a book out, and just try to return it. Or when you do get a book out, you put a book back. I mean, they doing this in a lot of white neighborhoods, but we want to do this everywhere. I mean, we want to be able to have a literate world and have people to be able to, expand their knowledge. Also, too, over there at the gallery, what we did this summer, we had the Youth Business Network, and we were working with, what was it, Chicago, where the Chicago teens get jobs for the summer. I believe it's One Summer Chicago. We worked with them, and we had a lot of teens over at the gallery helping around this summer. And they worked in the Peace Garden. They learned how to do video production. They made a short film. If I got time, I may show it to you. So we got a lot of things going on. Like I mentioned, we focus on the youth. We have things for the adults as well, but this past summer we focused a lot on the youth, and we had a lot of youth coming by the gallery. They learned a lot of things. Like I mentioned, they learned how to garden. They learned how to do film production. They learned how to sew. They learned how to make necklaces and jewelry and oil and bath salts. They learned it all, and these were skills that we taught them so they can go out into the world and turn that into a business and hopefully make some money, and that's what it's about, being self-sustainable and being able to make some money and provide for you or your family. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and run a video of the Youth Business Network of kind of some of the things we did this summer. Stand by. Hey, what's up? Oh yeah, I remember you. Come in with belly button on me right here.
How are you?
What's up, Miss Fallon?
Sorry I'm late.
How you doing? Eric, you forgot my name. Alright, so so I was talking about the gallery. I'm gonna just ask you a few questions, and maybe in the last like 10 minutes, I'm gonna go back to some gallery stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking. Welcome back. I'm sorry, I was doing a little talking during the video, but as you can see, I magically got a guest in the house. And who am I speaking with today?
Jessica Fallon.
Jessica Fallon. She is also a member over at the gallery. She comes by and does a lot of networking with us. So tell the world, what is it exactly that you do, Miss Jessica?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me first off.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Well, I have a health and fitness company, and we're online. And basically, we're about bringing resources and tools and tips to make the healthy living lifestyle accessible and maintainable for people. So we have an online company, and right now we just launched our Taste of Fitness Challenge. So for people who are looking to start the challenge for the first time or start the journey for the first time and need some, extra tools or extra support to sort of, not only get in it but maintain the process once they start it, then that's what we're here for.
So is there like a web page they can go to and get this information or sign up or something like that?
Absolutely. So if anybody's interested, we'd love for you guys to go ahead and join us at Embody Physique on Facebook. So that is the Facebook page. It's Embody Physique Fitness and Nutrition.
Okay, did y'all get that? One more time for them.
Embody Physique Fitness and Nutrition on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram as well.
Okay. I mean, do you have any other things you got going on besides that? What else? Tell us a little bit else
Absolutely.
what you got
Well,
going on.
this is the Taste of Fitness Challenge is something that we are starting with because it's one of our major fall programs, our new fall programs. But we also have some things along the lines for people who, this is still health and fitness related, and then we get a little bit more social, but we also have some programs for people who just want to not necessarily do a challenge, but still want those extra resources and maybe create their own challenge or create their own regimen. We have resources for those people as well, and so that's online too as well. And it's really, really great service because it's a subscription site, so it's a really, really low fee, one-time fee, and it's cheaper than any gym or studio space membership that you can get anywhere in the city. So it's awesome because you have everything from group workouts to couple workouts to family-oriented workouts. It's everything that you need on this platform. One monthly fee is very, very low. And again, if you guys want access, you can go to our Embody Physique Fitness and Nutrition page for that. But we also have some social things going on.
Yeah, well, tell me about the social thing.
So, last year, earlier this year we did the Hump Day Socials with you guys at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. And this year we are looking to bring it back, of course, and we're going to spruce it up a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more accessible for everybody because we are transitioning to be online completely. But we're going to make it really, really fun. So, it's about love, sex, dating, and relationships. We come out, talk about those things, and really kind of, just get into what it means to sort of build in those areas consciously and to try to create more successful long-term relationships, mainly in our community. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds fun. I mean, a lot of us need to get a lot healthier. I mean, speaking of healthy, I mean, it's a lot of talk now around this soda tax. What's your take on that? Because at one point, I feel one way, and at another point, I feel another way. What's your take on this soda tax? Because this seems to be a big uproar in our county right now about this soda tax.
I'm actually really happy that you brought that up. I was just having a conversation with a friend right before I came in. Shout out to Bobby. And basically, we had the conversation. We talked about the fact that the soda tax is actually one of the best things the government has inadvertently actually done for its people. In the sense that, what they're taxing you for is actually higher, and that's okay because it's bad for you. So it should be a deterrent.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think
to
that's
make
what
you
they
shop
want it to be. Yeah.
a little bit more economically and to your best interest for that matter. I think it's about eating to enhance your quality of life, and if you're looking to do that, then you should be happy about the soda tax because that should make it easier for you not to buy it. So
yeah, I mean that's what I mean at first when they first talked about taxing sodas, I mean I don't drink sodas, but so it didn't really affect me.
Right.
But when they said they would do that, I was just like, man, why they just finding any kind of thing to tax people on. But the more I thought about it, and I actually I work also at the YMCA, and sometimes we have little get-togethers with the kids parties, and they're like, yeah, go to the store and grab some 2 liters and blah, blah, blah. And I went over there to go grab some for the youth, and then when the price hit me, I was like, dang, like, they really sticking it to them sodas, the soda people. But the more I thought about it, I was like, it's a good thing. I mean, it actually is a deterrent, and I've watched the news a little bit. You got a lot of store owners, and they protest. They're like, well, we losing business and blah, blah, blah. I mean, and I think I still think that's a good thing. I mean, we have a obesity problem here in the United States. I'm also a teacher. I teach at a school, and I would say at least 30 to 40% of my youth are overweight. You know, and even though the school that I'm at is a great school, it's part of the Betty Shabazz International Charter School system, and all of the food that we eat there is all like vegetarian, no meat. It's so they serve very healthy foods. But when the youth leave school and they get home, you know, of course they're probably eating junk, hot flamings, and all the other stuff. But it's like a lot of them are obese. And I feel bad for them because their parents are allowing them to do it. And maybe this tax that they're applying to everybody is going to deter them from drinking so much. But before we go any further, I think we got a caller on the line. Yes, caller. Are you there, caller? I can't hear you, caller. All right. Well, sorry about that, caller. Maybe you could try to call in again. We can get some volume. But you anything else you want to add about the soda tax?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting you brought up the experience. The one thing I want to say about that is, you know, it's one thing for us to make those conscious decisions to not care about our own health, but to feed the crap to our kids, that's just unethical. And it's a two-way street. My thing is, you know, business owners want to complain about losing money and they want to make that at the expense of the people, but it's a two-way street. So why should we care about you making money as a business when you don't care anything about exercising social responsibility to the people? Right. At the end of the day, it's about us, like you said, taking control over our health, right? So we can't necessarily depend on just the schools to make sure that, you know, they're doing that. Outside of the household, that's where it starts. And so that's why I think it's a great opportunity for people to consider some of the services that we offer because they are online. Most of them are accessible to you and the family. And it's a great benefit because what starts with you, your journey is going to start with you. But what people soon come to realize is it affects everyone around them. And eventually, you know, those inward changes are reflective in their environment. So. It
is. I mean, I would like to see us, not just us as African Americans, but just people in general in Chicago and in the world. You know, we need to start thinking healthier. I mean, the healthier your body is, the less disease you're opening yourself up to. Not just disease, but we got mental health issues going on. I mean, and I also too think, I mean, when you blasting yourself with all this soda and sugar, I mean, we don't really know. We know what some of the effects are, but I mean, what are gonna be like the long-term effects of some of this stuff? Like when you get into your 60s and 70s, or even before that, I mean, we getting diabetes and we getting high blood pressure, and we know this run rampant in the African American community. So taxing a 2-liter soda with extra 60, 70 $1 I mean, that's great. I mean, I actually think that that it's a good thing for our community. But before I go any further, again, let me remind you again, this is the Shy Rise Show, brought to you by the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. We're located at 7039 South Wentworth. You can also email us at englewood-enterprise-gallery@gmail.com, or you can visit us on the web at englewood-enterprise-gallery.com. So, did you mention a date? Any dates about anything you got coming up?
You know, I do want to mention a date. So the date I want to mention, since we're on the subject of food and how important that is before I get to the date, I just want to say this. You know, as the African American community, and not just us, but a lot of people who are conditioned, right, to eat the way we do here in America specifically, we have to be realistic about it, right? If we're going to make these changes, we have to be completely realistic about it. And the fact of the matter is that we are dealing with a lifetime of conditioning, right? Exactly. So that means the changes aren't going to be easy. They're not going to happen overnight, okay? So with that being said, we are encouraging people to start with us because we try to make it very, very accessible, free, and a lot of fun at the same time. So the next challenge we have coming up is October 9th, okay? Lock that date in. It's 4 or 5 days away.
That's coming up.
It's completely free. The challenge is completely free. And let me just say this. It is a challenge, people. So go into it expecting it to be a little bit of work. Go into it expecting it to be a little bit harder than what you probably wanted it to be. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to, you know, that's what's going to ensure growth, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to go into it knowing that failure is a part of that process, right? So if you're going into fitness or wellness or this lifestyle for the first time, you're going to have some failures along the way.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's okay, because the challenges are there to make sure that each time you take a new challenge, you get a little further in it, okay?
Yeah. I mean, and you know, that's what a lot, it's not just about your health and fitness, it's about a lot of things. I mean, you're going to struggle with anything new that you try. I mean, it's a struggle for me, you know, to keep my weight down. You know, I like to eat. I don't eat just recklessly, but it's hard for me. I'm challenged myself, so it's tough. But I think we got that caller back. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. Yeah, this is Brother Medina. How y'all doing?
Oh, hey, what's up, Brother
What's going
Medina?
on, Brother Medina? How you doing?
Miss Fallon, I just wanted to say hi, man. I'm so happy that y'all got the Shy Ride show brought to you by the Englewood Enterprise Gallery back on the air for the season.
For sure. Yeah, always.
Very
Man,
nice.
was waiting to see y'all back on the air. But I want to thank Miss Fallon again. She looking well as always.
Thank you so
And
much.
we
My
appreciate
pleasure.
her plugging into the show. But I had a comment, you know, because you was talking about something, brother, that resonated with me, and just that whole sugar thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that y'all brought that up because, you know, things like sugar and salt, you know, them white powders is just like cocaine or any other drug.
Bam,
You
there it
know,
is.
and it's really affecting us, our community. We at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to health services and access to proper services. You know, people get hooked on that sugar and they just can't kick it, and that's why you got dialysis centers all throughout poor people's communities, just like McDonald's.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what I mean?
They
So
popping
I
up
think we
everywhere.
need to keep that in mind when they have these clowns that come on TV and they pay to tell us how bad the beverage tax is. Sometimes people got to force your hand for you to do what's right. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm happy that y'all exposing that and talking about it. And I don't want to eat up all your time, but I know you already mentioned it, but I wanted to remind your people about these survival and emergency and disaster preparedness classes that y'all are having over there at the gallery on Sundays. I think everybody should get involved if they get the opportunity and check out the Facebook page and get more information about it.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Medina, man. We appreciate your call.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep up the good work.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
Doing our best.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Brother Medina, he mentioned that I mentioned earlier, but he also just brought it back up that these survival classes that we got going on every Sunday at noon are very critical. I mean, like we mentioned, I mentioned about these disasters we've been having with these hurricanes and a whole lot of things going on. I mean, we kind of sitting in a decent little pocket up here in Chicago, but you never know. Weather's changed. You never know what can happen. We sitting right on a lake. You know, anything could happen, and you just always want to be prepared. So I would advise, you know, some of you all that's interested, you know, come and see us over at the gallery on Sundays at noon. Each week we hit a different topic. Like I mentioned last week was water filtration. We kind of taught how to filter your water through using natural elements like gravel, what else? Charcoal, just different things you can do. Water pellets, all kind of things you can do to filter your water. And this Sunday, we're gonna be doing fire starting. So we got some little packets that'll help you get a fire started. And like we're not just all out survivalists, but that's just something that we think is very important that everybody needs to know about. Some basic things in case our technology shuts down or the lights go out, things like that. You want to be able to provide for your family. Yeah, it's almost time for us to wrap up, but let Miss Fallon give us her information one more time. Why don't you tell our viewers in the world again, how can we reach you?
Sure. So, again, follow us on Facebook at Embody Physique Fitness and Nutrition. And we also on Instagram. And I also want to let people know that on Thursdays, we have a new segment where we're going to be sharing recipes and tips from our Taste of Fitness Challenge, right? Yes. It's all about having fun with food. Mm-hmm. We're going to be dropping, recipes for that on Thursdays on YouTube. So all three of those channels and platforms you can find us on. It's going to be really, really great. and EmbodyAmoor.com. Everything that you don't find on those pages, you can also find on
Spell that out
EmbodyAmoor.com.
for him, because you're
Sure. So EmbodyAmoor.com is EmbodyAmoor.com. Okay.
Correct.
Today is Empire Building and Winning Wednesdays, and I just dropped some information about a contest. So if you guys join our Fit Fun Lovers group via our Facebook page, then you'll get access to join that contest and win some free tickets for a comedy show.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we got to wrap up, but I want to thank all of our viewers and our caller for tuning in and calling in. I want to thank our special guest right here, Miss Fallon, for being here and sharing some of her information and sharing the knowledge that we all need about our health and wellness. I want to tell you again, the Shy Rise Show is brought to you by the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and we're going to be here next week, same time, same channel, 6 p.m. Thank you, and y'all have a blessed week.